ArcGIS sets platforms for use.
Good evening, everyone. So, we are delighted to welcome you to our online webinar, Applying WebGIS for Effective Data Collection and Stylish Presentation. So, we are excited to have you here today and look forward for an interactive, productive session. So, I'm Chamodani Vijay the moderator and one of presenters of today's webinar. So, we are excited to have you join us today to learn more about this powerful GIS technology. So, we are GIS Solutions Private Limited, and we are a professional GIS service provider that has been providing GIS services to many clients and organizations. So, we specialize in implementing GIS technology for our clients and providing GIS based training to ensure their success. Today, we are proud to have our General Manager, Supun Sirivardhana, leading this webinar. So let me briefly outline today's webinar. Firstly, we will provide an overview of WebGIS and its significance in modern data collection and presentation, and also we will dive into specific ArcGIS tools that enhance data collection processes. At the end, we will open the Q&A session for any questions you may have regarding this webinar. So we hope you find this webinar both useful and informative. So I hand over this session to Super.
Thank you, Chamodini. I hope you can clearly hear me. So let's start the session with the understanding of WebGIS. So I believe we have done a lot of webinars on WebGIS, but here again we are emphasizing the value of WebGIS because it's a kind of a platform, and also it is integrating modern day GIS. So we all use GIS for our mapping activities, analytical activities, and various other type of modeling activities. But when it comes to sharing data, when we are publishing information for the other people for using them, we need this type of platform. So WebGIS is providing a platform to share information through the web environment. So that is the first thing we need to understand here. Then there's another component called web portal. So what is a web portal? Again, web portal is a component which is helping us to have different type of content. The web-based GIS content. There can be data, maps, apps, and various other solutions in this portal. So this portal concept is coming from web environment to have different types of collaborations with different stakeholders, organizations, and various applications for different types of crowds. So this web portal concept is integrated into the ArcGIS system. It is integrated into the ArcGIS system. Especially, there are different components in this platform. So we all know about desktop GIS. Maybe using ArcMap or the ArcGIS Pro, we can have the desktop level GIS applications. So that is the first component. Then from the desktop GIS, we can create data and we can manage data, and then we can publish data into a portal environment. Then from the portal, we can access various types of content, especially data content or the apps or the maps to various web clients. And from the devices also, we can do the same thing, maybe using mobile devices, maybe different types of other devices connected to the portal and accessing data. At the same time, we can do the data collection. So there are specific applications developed in the system to collect data into a centralized content management system. But in the back end of this content management system, there are hosting servers. We call them ArcGIS Enterprise servers, or the database management systems based on different database platforms, starting from commercial platforms like Oracle SQL Server to Postgres type of open source platforms. So that backend is there. From the backend, the services are hosted with different ArcGIS servers like ArcGIS server, image server, and also for the real-time data, there are different types of servers. That is helping us to host data, and portal helping us to manage the content, and different clients, thick clients, thin clients can be connected to the portal environment. So that is the platform architecture in S3 or the WebGIS environment. Then we can have two type of. Can you please mute the mic? Okay. So in this platform, we are considering two different software environment. One is enterprise, the other one is online. Actually, this is kind of a product name here, but the idea behind this is enterprise is for on-premises WebGIS. Online is for cloud-based WebGIS. These deployments are depending on the organization's requirements. Say, for example, a policy in an organization to have data in their organization will deploy the ArcGIS Enterprise as their primary WebGIS component. On the other hand, if the organization does not have the in-house infrastructure, IT resources, then they are thinking about ArcGIS Online, the cloud-based platform. Based on the deployment, we can have different apps connected to these two systems. So these apps can be divided into various categories: office-based applications, mobile-based applications. Likewise, we can divide them into different categories. So now I'm going into few apps which is related with the ArcGIS Enterprise and the ArcGIS Online platforms. The first one is ArcGIS Field Maps. It's a mobile application. It can connect with the web map and collect data. So if we have point, line, polygonal data in web environment hosted in a portal, this app can connect with that and collect information in the field. So this can be used for general data collection using our smartphones or tablets, and also high accurate data collections integrated with external GNSS receivers. So depending on the device accuracy, the data can be collected in that level. So this is kind of a primary app in ArcGIS platform. Then there's another one called Quick Capture. This is for collecting data in a rapid mode. For example, if we want to collect several attributes together, maybe with a photograph, this app can be used. This is more for non-technical data collectors. To tap, they can just tap a button and collect information. For basic data collections, we can have this type of application. But for professional users, there are more advanced applications for data collection. One is called Survey 123. That is for collecting data using form-centric method. Using forms with the locational data, it can collect information to the web portal, and then it can give various reports based on the collected data. And there are some other applications. Those are not field applications. This one is called dashboards for office level, monitoring level of the data collection. So if you are having a data collection or any type of data gathering, these applications can be used for monitoring the results or the real-time updates type of things. So the dashboard is used for such applications, again connected with the portal. Then there are some other applications, again a mobile app connected with the field officers. The workforce can be monitored and given instructions. So this is called workforce. It is helping us to give instructions, and at the same time, we can identify the field officers deployed in different locations. So likewise, there are platform applications. Since one of these applications, especially ArcGIS Survey 123, is widely used in the world as well as in Sri Lanka. So we have some workshops and the experience which we need to share with you. For that, I would like to hand over my session again to Chamodini to explain about the Survey 123 application. Over to you, Chamodini.
Thank you, Sabun. Okay. So let's discuss how we can use these ArcGIS tools for effective data collection and modern presentation techniques. Okay, so I will discuss specific ArcGIS tools that enhance data collection process, and also we will discuss how to create visually appealing and informative presentations using these tools. So ArcGIS Survey 123. This is a very powerful tool that allows you to create smart, intuitive surveys for collecting data. Especially, this Survey 123 is designed to collect data in the field. So whether you are conducting environmental assessments, assess inventories, or community surveys, this Survey 123 simplifies the process. And also, this is very user-friendly for and centric data collection app. Okay. So it provides everything you need to create surveys, get answers, and analyze the results. So let's see why we should transition from paper-based questionnaires to these powerful digital GIS tools. This getting started with Survey 123 is very easy. So you don't need to be a GIS expert or GIS developer to use it. So let's see how it works. Then you can design forms in two ways. For simple surveys, the Survey 123 website provides a user-friendly interface, and it's a drag and drop configuration experience. But if you have more complex surveys, then you have to use ArcGIS Survey 123 Connect. It's a desktop app and it lets you to create surveys using spreadsheets like Microsoft Excel. Then you can get the answers. Field officers can download forms into their smartphones, tabs, or desktops. Then they can collect data efficiently and whether they are online or offline. After you have finished the design the survey, you can publish this survey to public within your organization or within a specific group. And most important thing is this app gives location capabilities, ensuring you know where each survey was submitted. Then even in a disconnected environment, trees can continue collecting data. So it will sync with the ArcGIS when the network connection is re-established. Once you have published the survey, then you can share this survey using both link, URL link or QR code. Okay. Then if you have submitted the forms, then the data is stored in your ArcGIS online account. Then users can create dashboards and make reports and also visualize their data, analyze trends, and make informed decisions. Okay, the reality is you can work both online and offline for data collecting. The important thing is we can contribute to environmental conservation by transforming this from these paper-based questionnaires to digital tools. Just imagine the reduction in paper waste or printing cost or some manual data entry errors. But the Survey 123 streamline the process and minimize the paperwork and also enhances the overall efficiency. Okay, so I will show you how to create a sample data form using the ArcGIS Survey 123 app. Okay, you can open the Survey 123 app in the ArcGIS online web portal. So this is our organization web portal. So from here, you can open the Survey 123 app. Then once you have opened this Survey 123 app, this kind of interface is come. So there are some previous data forms that I have created earlier. So now I am going to create a new survey by clicking in this new survey. Then it asks whether you want to create a web designer or Survey 123 Connect. And also there are some templates already they have prepared for us. So if you want to use this template, then you can go through the templates. So today, now I am going to click on the blank survey. Okay, so then the data form is opening like this, and this is the structure of the data collection form. Then you can give a title here and you can add a cover image here. And also there are some menu in the menu bar called their overview, design, collaborate, analyze, data, and settings. So you can create questions under this design menu. So in the right hand, you can you can see there are some structured questions. So you can drag the question type and drop to the data form. And also once you have dropped to the drop a question for the form, then the edit option is available. And also you can apply for a theme, or if you want to change the background color, and also there are some additional options also available. So and also there are some various kind of questionnaire types you can see in this box. So there are text question, number, date and time, and also there are some choice questions also. If you want to add some multiple answer, then you can use this multiple select. If you drag this question to the form, it will provide like this. Then you can enter the question, and you can enter the choices, or if you want to add more choice, and you can allow the other option. And also there's some, you can set some validation. If it is a required question, then you can tick this option. There are like these facilities are available in these questions. And also there are some drop down and single text options, and also rating, ranking options also available. The most important thing is you can detect the location, the location where we're going to collect the data. You can drag this map option to the data form. Then you can zoom it to the area where you are going to collect data. And also there is another option. You can change this base map to terrain or hybrid, satellite view or street view or an ocean, and there are and like this base maps. So, and also you can add, if you want to add some question to upload photos or media files, there are some structural questions are there. So once you have finished design this form, you can save it from using the save button and publish. Before publish, you can view this form using this preview button. Then it will show you desktop view, mobile view, and tab view. So this is the desktop view. And this is the mobile view. Yeah, this is the desktop view, and this is the mobile view, and this is the tab view. Okay. After you, then you can publish this survey using this publish button. After you have published this survey, the collaborate menu will be activated. Then you can select sharing options, and you can share, you can select the sharing options. Then you can set it as public or within organization, or you can select specific group. Finally, you can share this form using this QR code or URL link, and you can download this QR code from here. Okay, so okay, let's discuss one of the ArcGIS tools that ArcGIS tool that can be used for modern presentation techniques. So it is ArcGIS StoryMaps. So sometimes you may be familiar with this tool, or it can be new for you. It's also ArcGIS online web. So these story maps allowed anyone to create their own maps and share images and express their passions in an engaging format. So that maps have always been a way to convey stories. But ArcGIS story map takes storytelling to a whole new level. So if you have a story to tell with a location, that's a important thing. If you have a story to tell with the location, that ArcGIS story map is the perfect platform. So it is also a user-friendly digital storytelling tool, and you can create a story within a few minutes. So if you have some digital skills, you can prepare a story within few minutes. So this tool can be customized quickly or and dive into detailed editing. So this also allows you to share with public within your organization or a specific group. This is Alan Carroll, and he is the founder of the StoryMaps team at Esri. Okay, this StoryMaps combines interactive maps and most of which are hosted the online resource. Online means ArcGIS online with the multimedia content. So you can add photos, videos, audio, graphics, and text to tell captivating stories about the world. So these stories cover a wide range of topics. So when you explore this story map builder, you will encounter our primary outputs. First one is the stories. It provides a scroll-based experience. Then you can seamlessly integrate various multimedia elements with the stories. The second one is briefings. It is kind of a slide experience. It has designed specially for a short presentation. And the third one is collection. The collection allows you to aggregate related stories that you might have a series of stories on the same topic or some chapters to a book. Then you can choose from different layouts to present your collection, and it can include PDF, maps, and images also. The final one is themes. The themes let you to give your story in a distinctive look. So you can edit with fonts, colors, and other design elements. So I will show you again how to create a sample story map. Again, I'm going to ArcGIS online portal, and we can open ArcGIS story maps using this icon. When you open this ArcGIS story map, you will see this kind of interface. Then you can select stories, briefings, collections, or themes, whatever I have mentioned earlier. Then if you want to create a story, then you have to select a story. If you want to create some short presentation, then you can use briefings. So then now I will click a new story under the stories. So click this. Then it will launching the story. Now this is the story. You can edit and upload media files and create maps. Then you can set a title for this story, and if you want to add cover image or video, you can browse your files from here. And if you want to change the design, then you can use this menu. Then you can use some themes, features, theme gallery. Then there are, and also if you want to upload logo, then you can upload the logo from here. And there are some things like, okay, so I have add some theme to the story map. So you can see building blocks like text elements, button, maps, images, and audio, and impressive section. So from this plasma, so these blocks are like puzzle pieces that you can arrange and refine to create your final story. So you can add, if you want to add a text, then you can select this one, and if you can type or copy and paste here. Then if you want to add a map image or image gallery, some video clips also, and there are some sweep option is also available. And if you want to put timeline, then you can use these tools. So the two standout impressive blocks are sidecar and map tour. The sidecar interrupts the standard scroll by representing side panels. The background remains stationary, allowing you to display a series of maps. So nowadays we are working with the international community. So this ArcGIS story map is actively support for 40 languages, and it's possible to create stories in almost any language. So I will show you some an example how GIS solutions use these tools for our training program. So recently we have held an outdoor training program in field data collection with Survey 123 app at the Bethagana Urban Wetland Park. So this is the story map we have created to show what we have done in the workshop. So basically we did a flora and fauna spe- species data collection workshop in this wetland, and we have used the ArcGIS Survey 123 mobile app. So in this story map, we have put some introduction about Badagana urban wetland, and there's a button to live demonstration to wetlands. So you also can create these buttons link with linking the we link into the website. When you click on the button, it directly goes to the website. So this is some demonstration to the wetland park, and this demonstration has created by the Urban Development Authority. Okay, when moving again to the story map, this is our study area. So this map has been created using the map route option. You can link the images and with the description with the location, and also you can create the path. You can link images with the description. So that the path, you can create that path by ranking images from the starting point to ending point. So the reader can zoom it the map and zoom out and panning this map. Okay, there are some workshop highlights we have had here about our guest lecturer, and the most important thing is the group data collection. So we have divided our participants into 5 groups, and they have collected data about flora and fauna. So these are the flora species they have collected, and this is the data collection for flora data collection for. So it is also we have created using our survey 123. So when clicking on this web survey form, various kind of questions we have added into the data form. We have a data question, time, and multiple choice questions, and some drop down questions, and also location of the area, and yes no questions, and some upload the photograph of the plants, and finally they can put their signature, and also if they want they can put some note. Then moving again to the story map. So these are the photos um, of our participants when they have collecting data. Okay, and different survey form was used to collect fauna data. They have collected about butterflies, birds and dragonflies. So this is the fauna data collection form. This is the fauna data collections form, the same questions structures we have used for the data form. Okay, these are the photos when they are collecting data. And finally, we have analyzed the results using the survey 123 app. So these charts and groups are automatically created in the survey 123 app. So I will show you how to get these results from the survey 123 app. So this is the data collection, Flora data collection form. So in the data menu, so once you have submitted your data, the data is saved into the ArcGIS online portal. So the answers are analyzed. In the analyze menu, the results is summarizing using charts, tables, and graphs. So analyze for these analyses are created for each question. So in the data menu, you can get the map layer of the locations. And also you can see the data in the table view. Then you can export this data in as export. You can export this data as CSV, Excel, KML, shapefile, or file database formats. And also, if you want to generate a report, you can generate a report also. So, as a summary, ArcGIS Survey 123 streamlines the data collection, and the ArcGIS StoryMap transforms the data into compelling stories. So if you are a decision maker or field researcher, planner, or some storyteller, anyone, you can use these tools to make your work easier. Okay, then again, I'm handovering this session to Spoon to share more insights about these tools.
Okay, I think you can hear me again with the story maps component. So in this, I think that just now we explained about the story maps and the survey 123 together. Why we have explained these two together? Because field data collection, monitoring and presentation, these things are coming together. We need to do all these things because after data collection, we need to monitor that, and also we need to present that. So story maps, just mentioned, it was founded by a person called Alan Carroll. So specialty about this person, he was working in National Geographic for actually for 27 years. In 2010, he joined with Esri and formed the StoryMap team in Esri. So thanks to him, we have wonderful stories and the wonderful collection of applications in this particular domain. So first go through his applications. So here you can see some of his story maps created with his team. So there's a one interested one. I'm just opening that. The celebrating great trees. So it contains pictures. So you can see the picture of a tree. When I scroll down, you can see the content, the text content, which you can type or you can enter into a story map. And the pictures. So this story explaining about different types of trees one by one. Again, it is giving certain locations of the trees. So you can see here a location indicated with the particular specialty of that particular tree. So when I scroll down, you can see various types of images, right? So this is kind of a teaching tool again. So story maps are used for teaching for students and for GIS users and sometimes for totally different subjects. So let's go down a little bit. So different types of trees mentioned here, right? So let's go down further. So the style you can see it's narrating when we are scrolling down the story, right? So why I'm coming down? Because it is giving one of our important locations. So you can see Sri Lanka, Jayashree Mahabodhi. They mentioned that as the historically with the evidence with the planted tree. So it's the oldest evidence related to a planted tree by a human. So it's a very important evidence which is collected by this particular story. So it's about Alan Carroll's story. So now I'm going to discuss a little bit different topics which has been used for creating stories. First, we'll go through a scientific study. Again, this is kind of an interesting one created by National Geographic and History together. So in this story, it's a scientific research, a mapping of Mount Everest, especially a glacier. So it's about a mapping activity conducted by a chief geographer in National Geographic with his mapping team. So you can see the collaboration of National Geographic, Rolex for this particular expedition. So the interesting thing here, you can see a picture and content. Next, you will see kind of a interactive item. So it's not a 2D map. It's a 3D scene document. So what is a 3D scene? It's a WebGIS component, but for 3D environment. So you can see this area in 3D. So it's supported by the digital globe 3D imagery, and you can see the area of interest, this particular glacier, Kuhumbu Glacier. So they have done a study based on that particular glacier. So whole story explaining this study and also some historical things related to this particular glacier who has done a photography, who had done kind of a photography event activity in this particular area. And modern day, what have they done? They have used different types of equipments for this particular survey to do the measurements. And when you scroll down, you can see how they have used these ground control points and conducted a drone survey. The idea is to have very high level of accuracy, like 0 to 5 or the 10 level centimeters accuracy to understand this glacier based on the climatic change. So you can see the videos embedded nicely to the story, and you can read further down and their camping site and the challenges, different types of respiration issues which they have faced, all mentioned in the story. So it's a wonderful experience mentioned by the team of mapping in the particular organization, as well as they have introduced the human component, the human geographical component. The glacier is helping several rivers to have their water flow. It's very interesting. the population, high level of population is feeding from that particular glacier. So that information is given as a scientific study in this particular story. Okay, so then it's a particular time. Then we are moving into another one. Let's see a different story now. So it's about an engineering marvel. So we know in the human history, there are so many engineering efforts, but this is kind of an engineering marvel. So we heard about this canal. It's very important. It's connecting Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. But most of us thinking this as kind of just a narrow strip of land. But it is not the actual reality. This strip is with different elevation levels. So the engineering marvel is to have a log gate system to lift the vessel to different water levels and reaching the next water level to go through the canal. So it's a artificially created log gate system and a reservoir to connect these two ocean bodies. So this particular story map is explaining with these animated graphics and also videos how different types of ships are used in this particular log gate system. So there are lengths, there are width, which has to be placed to go through this particular canal. So it's very interesting again. It's related to an engineering marvel and the construction activity based on the canal. Then let's see another type of one, a different topic. Let's see. It's about a lesson and also related to the astronomical mapping. So it is not mapping of the Earth. It is about mapping another planet. That means using different coordinate systems, different projections for that planet. So it's about Mars. So you can see the content here, and it is used as a lesson to teach students. So here you can see various pictures, embedded items in the story. And when you go down, you will see certain imagery taken from the satellites. And the descriptions are going in this way. When we scroll down, we can see again a 3D globe. The story of the Everest, we have seen a mountain range. It is again a 3D scene, but it's a local 3D scene. This is a 3D globe. So you can navigate here and there. So in Mars, we don't have much locations to show you, but here you can see the polar ice in Mars mentioned in this particular story, and also different rovers working in the Mars and different places. They have, some of the rovers are not active now. They have stopped in particular locations. So it is mentioned in this particular interesting 3D content. So it is embedded in the story. And also Mars has the highest mountain in the whole solar system. So that kind of details are included here. So if you go down, it is again giving a wonderful map of the ocean, which has been existed in millions of years ago in Mars. So the evidence are nicely presented using the story map with different pictures and photographs collected from different surveys. So it's about giving a collection of data, collection of information for a lesson. So this one is a lesson given for students to have the interest of mapping using a different planet. Then let's see a totally different one again. Let's go to another story. This is about art, the paintings. So again, presenting a different topic with the oldest paintings in the world. This is from Sulawesi Island in Indonesia. It is one of recognized as the world's oldest painting. Why we are interested in painting? These paintings are the early graphics human has used. Human have used. So the meaning is before the languages, before the maps, these graphics are the basis. Development of these graphics are giving us the languages today and also the maps we are using. So interesting topic mentioned. Even without a map, it is embedding various types of videos. And there's the map of a very famous cave in France called Lascaux. The internal structure of the Lascaux is given here. It's based on papers. So it is having less interactive content, but again, giving the story of a different subject. Then let's go through another one. How to use this type of tools, kind of an innovative way for GIS trainings. So actually we have conducted some GIS trainings in the outdoor environment. So this is about a story. Actually, this was created by a participant, a student, uh, Deshan from University of Peradeniya. He has created this story using his own photographs and different content he have taken from different places. So very interesting again, nice video background starting the story. Then when we go scroll down, you have various content, introduction, and different types of theoretical things. And also our origin and destination is given. We started from our office to the tropical rainforest in the country. So then they are further explaining the route. Also, different items in this particular journey. So especially you can see the photographs taken from from the team in the entrance. Likewise, the story is moving down with the content. And also various graphics are given and some photographs which they have taken, the interesting photos are collected in the story. So you can see certain other maps created by him. So it's interesting to have kind of activity in the field, and we can present that activity using a story map by embedding various types of maps and content. Then we'll move into some other stories. The same training, we have done kind of an experiment using Survey 123 in a total isolated environment. Actually, this is an area without any mobile signal. So we don't have even taking a call is a challenge. So survey 123, you have learned some basic components. So when there's no connectivity to collect data, I mentioned the idea is to have data collection from one end to another end, maybe from the field for the head office. So here you can see a very dense forest. So you can't see settlements here and there. It's a dense forest area without the mobile connectivity. So then there's a technique here in the Survey 123 mobile app, which can be used to have the form and save the items in the outbox environment. For example, I can just show you this application. So imagine you want to collect data, you can collect like this. You can fill the form by placing some information. I will just place quick data, right? I'm not going to use some meaningful information. Maybe the location using the map. We can detect a location. Here we'll just put a location, right? So drop downs. So there's a survey which we have conducted. And photograph and signature all can be collected. So when we try to submit this, there's an option called save in the outbox. So now survey is online mode. When there's no mobile signal, it is saying offline. You can't send now. This option is disabled in a disconnected environment. Then we have the option to save in the outbox. So in this particular experiment, we have done that. Actually, for this particular survey, the questionnaire, this training is supported by Dr. Ajit Gunawardena from Central Environment Authority. So that I need to mention here. But when we are collecting information in the forms, there's a challenge. So we can save that in the outbox, and finally, it can be synchronized. So these results are taken from the field with the offline technique. So here you can see different points. So the entrance here you can see. These are collected from survey 123, but without any mobile signal. So you can see the journey with different locations, different items here, pictures connected with the location. So same thing can be given in different ways as a picture gallery to have the details. So we were able to synchronize this data. How we have synchronized this data? When we are collecting information, we couldn't send it because these areas without signals. So when we are coming near to a settlement area, so there are some settlements in these areas. So these areas, actually, there are some signals. Then only we were able to synchronize the data back to the portal. That's how we can visualize the information. So it's about an experiment done in a total isolation using a tool. So that type of thing can be presented using a story map. Then I will move into some other stories, again from different topics, a cultural celebration as well as something related to the literature. Let's see. So we all know our New Year, Sinhala and Tamil New Year. This is created as a story. So when we are creating this as a story, you can see pictures are embedded. And here there's an interesting one, an audio embedded into the story. So when I play the audio, you can hear the cuckoo bird sound in the story map. And also it is giving some indicator about the solar radiation. Even you can feel these days the heavy solar radiation we are getting. So it's interesting, very simple. Again, gathering related content to a particular item. Then I want to move into another story. This is about one of our greatest literature, or we can say that as a messenger poem. It's a we consider this as the best one in Sri Lanka with a lot of creativity, which has been created in, I think, more than 500 years ago by Totagamuwe Sri Rahula Thera. So this is a creative poem explaining about a messenger, a message taking from one place to another place through a particular route. The route is given by different poems and explaining and highlighting the features, especially wonderful similes, metaphors are used in this level. So it's one of the greatest poems or the series of poems in Sri Lanka. So here the story map is narrating a particular amount of this particular poem or the poem series. So here you can see it is a traditional story. You can see different buttons here. We can go one by one down. So first you can see here a video embedded into the, or the audio type video embedded into the story. So you can read this one here and also play the music. The interesting point here, this can be used as a tool for educating students, just not using these books. We can also try this type of teaching methods. So let's just play a bit.
මියුරු දෙපලින් රඳනා රජකුල රහසේ මෙතිනිය සියනිහි සැලලිහිනි සද. Then we can move into various sections and a possible route. Maybe we don't have the exact information about all the locations, but the origin is from Kotte and the destination is to Kalaniya. The message is taken by this bird we call in Sinhala the Salalhinia. So the bird is moving throughout a particular route, and there are different places mentioned in the poem. So one by one it is narrating, but there are 108 poems in this particular book, but it is only taking some highlighted here. Actually, this was used for a presentation in a university to give these teaching methods as a lesson planning activity. So when we scroll down, you can see various pictures and again pictures related to the poems. And finally, different locations explained here. All locations cannot be found. Certain locations are specific, still we can identify. And finally, it goes to the destination of the story. So it is converted to a story map. So that means even for an uncommon topic or the uncommon subject, we can try this type of stories. The creativity is the most important thing. Okay, so finally, the story maps are widely used for another industry called conservation. Thousands of story maps are there for conservation activities. So we just highlight few stories. This is about one important species, the butterfly species called monarch. So you can see there are pictures, millions of butterflies in Mexico. There's a migration pattern for them. Throughout their generations, they are migrating
from northern parts to the Mexico area. So very interesting story, and the climatic change they are suffering. So whole thing is given as a study again. So it is for conservation or the conservation related efforts. So this is again, you can see these are not actually the flowers, these are butterflies hanging in different areas, billions. So you can see the videos also embedded in the story for learning about this particular conservation effort. In Sri Lanka also, we have created similar stories for certain conservation efforts supported by GIS solutions. So you can see the Sri Lankan leopard conservation activity. And this video was embedded from a social media platform. So the necessary credits given in the StoryMap or the sources given in the StoryMap, because it's a professional method for creating things or the creating content. So again, you can see the map here. And these pictures are important because there are 9 species in the world. In the leopard, Sri Lanka, this small island has a one unique species. So it's so important. So this is giving the indications and the different species details taken from various resources together, and also the donation activity which we have done for this particular organization and the training conducted by our teams in this program. So the whole thing is given as a story to explain to other people. Okay, finally, what I need to emphasize here. So we started from data collections. We explained the WebGIS and the data collection procedure. Instead of analyzing the data, instead of giving heavy weight for data management perspective, today we have discussed a presentation tool, a modern presentation tool which can be used for presenting your data. Okay, with that, I think I can hand over back to Chamodi to conclude the sessions.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Now we are transitioning to the Q&A session. So if you have any questions regarding this webinar, please raise your hand. And please raise your hand. If you have any questions, send it to the chat box. Okay. If there are no any questions, then it's time to wind up our webinar session today. So thank you all the participants for your active participations and contributions. And we have some small announcements about our upcoming webinar about ArcGIS machine learning, and another will be conducted in drone mapping. So if you have any GIS related training requirements, please contact us. So, okay, so we hope you had an enjoyable and great learning experience with us today. So we look forward to seeing all of you again in our next webinar. See you all.
Thank